Estuary News today, smoking is banned in Hull's public playground, and an East Yorkshire community raised concerns about a new sewage plant set for their village. Plus, I'll be talking to Ben McCarthy and Tyler Reeve, here to talk to us about their lifestyle campaign. Each of Hull's 91 parks and playgrounds are now no smoking sites as of today. 40 people die of smoking-related illnesses in the city each month. Councillor Gwen Lunn is the portfolio holder for adult social care, safeguarding and public health on Hull City Council and says that the public overwhelmingly support the decision.
We've had a lot of support publicly for this measure. I think we've about 98% of people who responded said they agreed with the ban. And more interestingly, 88% of all smokers agreed with the ban. It's come to a stage where it's no longer acceptable to pollute your own lungs and to cause problems for people by second-hand smoking or whatever. And we're just asking people to behave reasonably, rationally, think of their future, more importantly, think of their children's future. Although we have reduced the numbers of smokers enormously, we still have more smokers than most other comparable cities. We have about 27% of smokers, and the average is about 16. So we're getting there, but it's a slow process. What we're trying to do with the parks is to denormalise the sight of an adult with a cigarette in their hand, because as we all know, young people, children particularly, mimic adults in their behaviour, and we want to take them away from the fact that it's perfectly normal for mum or dad or whoever to stand in a park with a cigarette in one hand.
A taxi driver has been suspended after allegedly falling asleep and crashing his vehicle while driving a child between schools. Mr. Kareem was taking the child and a teaching assistant along Ashby Road when he drove into two parked cars. No one was thankfully hurt. North Lincolnshire Council's licensing subcommittee suspended his licence for 3 months and handed him the maximum 12 penalty points. Cleethorpes Tourism Chief Terry Proctor has called for more policing after a burglary at the Rock Shop and damage to the roof of the library became the latest targets in a spate of criminal damage and antisocial behaviour. He says the no alcohol zone along the promenade is not being enforced and traders are being plagued by thieves riding up on bicycles and snatching goods from counters. Residents in the village of Holloman in East Yorkshire have expressed concerns over the moving of a sewage plant owned by Yorkshire Water. The plant would be moved closer to the small village near Withensea to avoid the coastal erosion of the cliff top it's currently on. However, the majority of Hollam's residents are against the plant's relocation, claiming their views are being neglected.
Well, my concern is the same concerns as, the majority of the residents, in that they want it to stay where it is and not for it to be moved. To move it is probably going to upset more people, than it is going to please people. I mean, where we stood now, as a lad, I remember this, the cliff in front of this promenade. And as you can see, further down, where it shows the cliff dips down is where Hollam is, where the sewage plant is. It's the lowest spot. And that, as it is eroding faster and faster, I believe, we're going to be in trouble if nothing is done. The sea is going to encroach into that and probably, we just don't know, it could ingress further in, and flood right down into Hollam cars.
There'll be a big lump of Estuary in here gone. It could even get through to the A1033. We wouldn't need many tidal surges, and we've had 2 in less than 4 years. What's to say we aren't going to have another 2 or 3 in the next 2 or 3 years? And when you get these tidal surges, they're serious. Well, I have here some information on between Yarmouth and Lowestoft. They gave their county council down there gave a caravan site permission to defend, and they've put groins in T-shapes, which I have a photograph of it all here, and it seems to have worked. Why can't it be done here? And the cost of that was 10 million, which to me is nothing compared with what they're going to lose.
Well, I think the logical view of most people you talk to and residents in a lot of the villages, Hollam, Ompton and the villages further down, is they would like it protecting.
And we've been in contact with Yorkshire Water and are yet to receive an official statement from them, and more on when we get it. I'm joined now by Ben McCarthy and Tyler Reeve, who are here to tell us about their lifestyle project to raise awareness of a cause close to their hearts. Thanks very much for coming in, chaps. First then, tell me a little bit about what the cause is.
Basically what it is we're trying to raise awareness of organ donation and just trying to get people to sign up to be on the organ donor list.
Okay, why is that cause close to your heart then?
Basically, it's my dad. He's on the list wait for a double lung transplant. Okay. So we just thought it would be good to try and get people on the list, because if there was more people on the list in the first place, then that might have got a shorter wait for my dad.
We better name check him then. What's he called?
Joe.
And he'll be watching tonight?
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
Hopefully. Yeah. And Tyler, then why did you decide to help Ben out with this?
Well, Ben's my best mate, and I'm good friends with Joe as well. Yeah. Not friends, but I know him well. Yeah. Okay. So it's close to me as well. Brilliant.
Right, tell us a little bit about then what you've been doing to raise your awareness.
Well, we've made a leaflet and we've been making posters.
Yeah. Do you want to show me that? Oh. I'll take it. That's the leaflet you've been making. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've had stalls. We had one at Cleethorpes Leisure Centre. Yeah. We had one at our local library. And we've got another one at Wheelsby Woods on Sunday. Okay, well we actually had people in yesterday who were talking about the event taking place at Wheelsby Woods, and they're hoping for about 5,000 people. So that's hopefully that would hopefully be a good place to showcase what you're doing. You did a walk as well when you got up and running. To tell us a little bit about that, because you had a bit of success.
Yeah, well, on the first day of the holidays, it had been in plans for quite a long time, and we got all our mates who was getting loads of people together to go on a walk from Laceby to Bradley. It was about 6 miles, and we got. It was about 50 people came to the walk, but we got people from all over just sending in donations, and I think we raised £1,010 altogether.
It's a seriously impressive number.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we did Lifestyle about 15 years ago, I think we raised £100.
Yeah.
So that's a testament to the effort that you guys have been putting in. What have you learned then about the sort of the importance of organ donation in this area? You must have been speaking to other people that have had similar stories.
Yeah, well, when we had the stalls, we've had people coming over, and a lot of people would blank us, but you could tell the people who knew a lot about it or had stories themselves, they'd come over and they'd say, oh well, my mum had a transplant, and they were the people who they'd tell us the stories and would be really understood what we understood.
Briefly, how much have you enjoyed doing it?
It's been good, because
good experience, isn't it?
Yeah,
definitely
boosted our confidence a lot.
Good. On to the next as well. Brilliant. Thank you very much for both coming in. Cheers. Thank you. Now here's Jack with all the latest sports news.
Hull City striker Abel Hernandez's season seems all but over this afternoon after a scan revealed he'll miss around 8 months of action. He was stretched off with an Achilles injury in last night's 3-2 defeat to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Head coach Leonid Slutsky described the injury as very serious and says it could mean that further attacking reinforcements are needed, with just Fraser Campbell and Adama Diamande remaining as attacking options. Ahmed Musa of Leicester is one player linked with a move to the KCOM, and Slutsky says he wouldn't rule it out.
It's not like our player, but of course for each coach better working with player who is with player his possibility. And of course I worked with Musa 5 years and I know him, he knows me. It's a normal situation. So we have some loan options, and maybe at the end of transfer window some players from Premier League possible. Yes, and we are waiting a decision big clubs about some players. It's a normal situation.
On the field, Championship record signing Ruben Neves gave the visitors a first-half lead with a stunning 25-yard strike. Michael Dawson and David Mailer scored the City goals in a 3-2 loss. Elsewhere, North Ferriby lost 1-0 at Alfreton in National League North. On to rugby, and Lee Radford has made 2 changes to his 19 for Friday's Super 8's clash with Huddersfield. Mark Minicello and Jansen Turgott have been drafted in, with Steve Michaels and Brad Fash dropping out, and that's all for the sport.
Thanks very much, Jack. That's it for today. Just before we go, just a bit of breaking news that staff shortages have meant that admissions at Withensea Community Hospital have been temporarily suspended. That's just coming in the last couple of minutes. The City Healthcare Partnership say the community beds only have minimal occupancy at present, but that current patients will not be affected. As always, if you've got a news story you think we should be covering, please get in touch in one of the usual ways. We look forward to hearing from you. Remember, there's more from the Edinburgh Fringe following us, if you're watching us live, of course. And until tomorrow, from all of us on the team, good afternoon.